Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's session, more than anything, is just for the college team to walk you through step by step how to start your CSU application. Okay. We're not going to get everything done today. We're just going to get started so that we can preview and help you create accounts and set you up so that you can start doing the application on your own. Okay. First step, like I said, is to go to CSU Apply. I've included in the chat the link. So if you can please go there and we will get started. Okay. Even before we go there, let's take that back, guys. I'm so sorry. We actually need to click on the term and the correct term. Okay. So I'm going to add this one to our link. Okay. It's calstate.edu/apply. Okay. First need to determine what term we're applying to. Okay, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. We don't need to read through this. We know, right, COVID impact, all the logistics stuff. What we need to move now to scroll down is to select a term. Well, what term are you applying to? I hope that all of you are applying to fall 2021. Okay. And then hit apply. Okay. Once you're in this application, could you please use the chat box and let me know done, I'm there, so that Mr. Barras and I know that we can proceed. Okay. Yeah, Vanessa, don't create an account yet. I just want to make sure that you are in the right application. So don't even create an account yet. Okay. I just want to make sure that you are in the right fall. So again, I'm going to go to Cal State Apply. You're going to scroll down and then you're going to indicate in the drop-down menu that you want to apply it to fall 2021 and then you hit apply. Okay. This is where I want you to be. Please, yes, I think it would be a smart idea to save this page. So how do you go about saving this page? You go down up to bookmarks and then you say save, right? Bookmark this tab. There's usually a feature that comes up and tells you, hey, what do you want to call this? Cal State Apply, yes, so that you have it as a reference point moving forward for the entire month of October. Okay. And yes, fall 2021 is what you want to do. Okay. Once you're here, please go ahead and create an account. Okay, click that icon. It will take you to a new window and it's going to ask you to create an account. Please, please, please make a note. I'm sure you all don't have a title. Either it's a sir or a Mr. or a Miss, whatever it is, but only the asterisks are the key pieces. So for instance, my name, right? Typing in my name. I don't have a middle name, so I'm gonna leave it blank. And then remember my full legal name is Cervantes, so I have to type in that full legal name. And then I go by Bere, so just in case when I log in, the display name is gonna be Bere. So if you have a nickname or something that you would add, you put there in there, okay? For your email, remember, don't use ACE emails, use your personal email. So I'm gonna use my personal email to create this account. Okay, it seems like I already exist or I can't use it. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you through. You're gonna confirm your email. You are gonna include your preferred phone number. So it's like home number or cell phone number. There, you must add at least one number. And then if you authorize them to text you, you click I agree, and then you proceed to complete your username and password. Please make sure to read what requirements they're asking of you so that at a minimum you have a password that is CSU worthy, okay? You agree to the terms and then you say that, hey, are you currently located in the European Union? You're not. So you're going to click no, and then you create an account. Okay. Please use the chat box feature. Like I said, Mr. Barraza, Ms. Valdivias, and I are here to support you. So at this time, we're going to give you about 2 minutes to create an account and then answer any questions you might have. Yes, Guadalupe, if you please could start filling out the information, right, creating your account. And the key thing is, right, legal name, use your school personal email, okay? Personal, either a Gmail account, Yahoo account that you might have, iCloud account. You authorize, right, communication to your cell phone, and then creating your username and password. Once you're done creating an account, could you please type in done in the chat box so that Ms. Valdivias and Mr. Barraza know that we are good to go and then we are able to proceed, okay? You do not have to put in a alternative number, only a primary one, okay, where you would want them. Good questions, guys. Please ask. Never feel like, oh, is that a, odd question? No, you always ask us before you make any mistake. Just kidding. Awesome. Thank you, Daida. Yeah, please. Yeah, definitely press create account now. Okay. I already created an account, so I can't walk you through what it would look like, but click create account. And then just wait for us. Okay. Let me see if I could create one real quick with like my random email that I have so I can show you. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to use my dad's email. Isn't it amazing? And then I'm going to use my number. Okay. I'm going to say, nope, I don't agree. Just kidding. I do agree. So I can get notifications. I am going to create this one and then one. I'm going to use this one. Yes, I agree to the terms. I do not live in the European Union, so I'm going to create an account. And it's done. You've created an account successfully. Continue. Okay, so this is an extended profile. Once you're here, if you could please let me know once you're here so that we can proceed, because this is super crucial that we answer these questions accurately. So I think if you can just, again, put in the chat box that you are done so we can proceed, okay? Okay, if you are in the extended profile, just let me know, done, so that we can move on, okay? Perfect. Ms. Valdivias and Mr. Barras, if you could just make a quick note of who are we waiting for?
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done, and then Ishi, it's a little confused with the link. Ishi, are you on
Ishi,
the?
I think Ishi just joined us. Ishi, did you just join?
People are confused with the Zoom link, and they were texting me. So
what Zoom link?
I just barely like looked through all my emails because I was waiting for the other one, and then
Got it.
That we're waiting for the other one.
I just put on the Instagram story the password because for some reason it's asking students to put the password, which is weird, but I just shared the password with them. So
okay, thank you. I think there was a Zoom update done this morning or something like that. I know I got an email from ACEHS Charter High School.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think so too because it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't worry, I'm recording this whole session. So if your friends are freaking out, I'm gonna send it right after this call. So no need to panic. Okay. Awesome. Okay, could we proceed? Who else is done? Who is done creating an account? We have everyone except Ishi. Is that the only one we're waiting for?
Fall 2021, right?
5, 6.
Yes.
We have 6 people done. How many students do we have? Oh, Alexander just joined.
Okay.
For the most part, the ones that were here, Cervantes already.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. I'm just making you co-host now. Okay. So extended profile. This is, again, they want to capture a little bit more information about you. And then any question that has an asterisk, right? A star next to a question, it's required. Okay. You can't skip through it. So number 1, what's your degree goal? What degree, credential, or certificate are you applying for? All of you that I'm aware of are applying for your first bachelor's degree. So you're going to click first bachelor's degree, and then you proceed to the question. Which of the following best describes your current educational status? Well, I hope that all of you will be graduating high school seniors, okay? And you're going to click that, okay? So all of you are doing a first bachelor's, I repeat, and then all of you are graduating high school seniors or equivalent, okay? Click those 2 boxes and we will proceed, okay? Once you answer those 2 questions, then you have this other one. Have you taken and earned college credits through community college or university? I've never taken any community college courses, so I'm going to say no, okay? If you have, then you click yes, but I don't think it's the case for any of our ACE students. Question number 2. Returning. Are you applying to return to the CSU campus which you previously attended and intend to complete the same degree? No, right? You've never actually applied or been at a CSU campus, so you say no. Okay. Number 3, have you ever served in the United States military? You haven't at all. So no, I have not served in the US military. Number 4, residency. Do you have or will you require an F1 visa, which is a student visa, or a J1 visa exchange to study at the California State University system? No, none of you have a student visa or a visa exchange, okay? And then what United States possession do you regard as your permanent home? Well, guess what? You all live in the state of California, and I hope that you know that. Okay, so once you're done with this, you save changes. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning so that we're all on the same page, okay? This is the extended profile. This is the window that comes up after you create an account. And these are the questions that you'll answer, right? The degree goal, it's your first bachelor's degree. You are all high school students that you're applying to. You haven't earned any college or college community college or university college credits, so you say no. You haven't been at a CSU campus in terms of like an actual student enrolled, so you say no. You've never served in the U.S. military military, so you say no, I've never served. Your residency, right? You do not have a student visa or exchange visa, so you say no. And then you all live in the state of California, so you click California. Okay. Once you are done, you click save and wait for me. Okay. Thank you, Eduardo, right? It's useful. Sometimes I had one student 2 years ago that she didn't know. So it's useful information. Okay. If you are done with this profile, could you click on the chat box and just type done so that Mr. Barraza, Ms. Valdivia, and I know that we are able to proceed. Thank you all. I see those names coming in. Awesome. And at any point, you're like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake, or hey, how do I answer this question? Please let us know. We are here. We can chat privately. We can do breakout rooms. We can assist you. So just letting you know we're here to help. Great. Okay, let's proceed. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And this is what should come up. Okay. So this is super important, right? It's asking you to add programs, right? Well, what school, right? Where do you want to go? So let's take a look. My selection is going to be completely different from yours, but I would highly suggest that you apply to your local state university, which is San Jose State. So I'm going to look it up, San Jose State. Oh, let me see. Okay. And these are all the programs that come up, okay, for that particular school. If you already know your major, go ahead and add the major to your application. If you're like me, I have no idea, I'm going to do undeclare. And it's a U, so it's all the way at the bottom. So I'll just keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. If you have an idea, please go ahead and select your program, okay? But if you're like me, I don't know yet, I'm indecisive, so I'll click add. Because it is an impacted school, is asking me to choose a backup, right? An alternative. So if I don't get into the undeclared major, they're like, hey, what's your second option? I'm say yes. Well, I want to major in, let's say, art for now. Okay. I'm going to save this choice, and then it should populate in the next window. Okay. You'll see it here. Okay. I'm done here, so I'll just continue. Okay. I know there's a chat box from Mr. Valdivia or Ms. Barraza. If you can please help us answer those.
Are we allowed to change it? Because like I don't know which major I should do.
Yeah, you can always go back before you submit right now. If you just want to select something so you can get started, that's something to think about. Another thing is you do not declare your official major until your sophomore year of college. So you do have time to change it if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to major in that. Okay.
Are we gonna have like a specific meeting where we talk about different majors and everything?
We will send information, and then the next Wednesday lesson, we'll discuss it briefly. We can't discuss all programs because there's just so many, but we'll discuss what options are available to you, okay? Please let us know once you're done creating a Yeah, so just a heads up, if you're thinking about the sciences, I would stick with a science program, okay? So either nursing or like engineering or STEM related, just so that you know, okay? And then please stop me at any time if you have questions. Thank you, Ishi, for asking and participating. And then Ms. Valdivias and Mr. Barraza, I don't have the chat box open, so please stop me at any time if I need to stop.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mhm.
So you don't necessarily have to put SJSU, but we do Cervantes, and we recommend to apply to your local CSU for those that want to apply.
So we highly, highly encourage
Mhm.
you. I know you're like,
Yeah.
that's not the school that I want to go to. We get it. But sometimes for whatever reason, right, for personal reasons, for financial reasons, right, let's say your family doesn't qualify for financial aid, the most affordable option sometimes is San Jose State. So just to keep your options open, we ask, right, that you include San Jose State on that list, okay? Again, it is not a requirement, but year after year, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Barraza and Ms. Valdivias, sometimes kids are like, oh, I wish I would have applied to San Jose State as a backup, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do have 4, or you can apply to more. So just one as the backup, your local, if things do happen and you have that as a backup, it's a good option, you guys.
Yeah. Another thing that came to mind is that if you do not qualify for your fee waivers, we can figure out alternative ways to get paid for that. If you're like, I really want to apply, but I don't want to pay out of pocket. We can chat later about what that looks like. Okay. At this time, remember just to check for refresh. You are looking for your school. You're going to add your program, and then you'll continue. Okay. Okay, because I'm done with my selection, right? I did undeclare, I did photography. Once I say continue, it's gonna look like this, okay? Once you're here, could you please let us know by clicking done so that we can continue to the application?
Oh,
yes,
Vanessa,
good question.
or you don't.
No, you do not choose.
Yeah.
You do not choose all CSUs. We're just doing one application. And the reason for that is because we want to make sure that you do one accurately, like right? So that you don't have to do changes to all the other ones that you're going to apply to, right? So we want to make sure that we're just working on one right now. And then what all the information that you do for San Jose State, for instance, for mine, and if I need to make any edits, I'll have to make it here, okay? Once Ms. Cervantes or the college team give me the green light, then I can proceed in adding as many as, I can apply to up to 23 state schools if I wanted to, and if I had the budget, which is awesome because then from one application, it populates to all the other CSUs, okay? The mistake that happens time after time is that students at all of their schools, and then by the time we tell them, oh, you need to make corrections, they either skip one application or like, oh, I forgot to make corrections for East Bay, but my San Jose State one was accurate. So we just ask, do one for now. Once we review it and give you the green light and you submit, then proceed to add all the other CSUs that you wish to apply to. Yes, you can always. So for instance, think of it as a draft, a working draft, right? You will not submit until we give you the feedback or if once you're ready. Okay, that's such a good question, Emma. You always could, do you see this little box right here? It's like a trash can. You can always hit it and delete it. Okay, you don't have to apply. Okay, or you could just keep it there and never apply or hit the submit button, okay? Such a good question. You can even download it, right? You want to see, at this point, I don't have information right now, but when we ask you, hey, Ms. Cervantes, could you review my application to make sure everything's good? This little arrow will give you the whole entire application in a PDF form, and that's what you're going to email us so that we can review it for you. Okay, just want to make sure that you know these functions. Okay, here at this time, I haven't applied for a fee waiver, so you'll see, hey, they're charging me $70 because that's how much it costs. But I haven't applied to a fee waiver yet, so it's going to keep, you know, the fee here, just as a reminder. And again, you can always change your program by, you know, selecting this. And then up here, if you take a look, add more programs, you can add all the schools. Once we tell you, hey, you're good to go, add all the 3 other schools that you want to apply to. Okay.
Cervantes, just really quick, Alexandra's asking how to get here. Can you
could you unmute yourself, Alex? Because I think you joined late, so I don't know where you are in the process.
I'm picking the program.
Oh, okay.
Get like where you are.
Perfect. So then at the bottom, it should say continue. Let me try to see if it will let me go back so I can show you. So hopefully you chose your, you know, you added your programs, and then right here, can you see the continue tab? You're going to continue, and it should take you to the application window where I'm at. Okay. Are we ready to proceed, guys? Am I good to go?
Yes, Cervantes. So for every college we apply to, you guys need to review it. Giselle was asking.
Yes. So every let's clarify this. For your first initial CSU application, like right, so let's say San Jose State, yes, the college team needs to review it. Okay. If we give you the green light and you're ready to go, right, you're just going to add programs, right? And the information from San Jose State is going to populate to all the other programs that you're applying to. So we trust you, right? We don't have to review all the other 4 apps because all the information that we asked you to change, or if it was good to go, should transfer over. Does that answer your question, you said? Right? Again, just checking for understanding. I want to make sure that you know we will review at least 1 CSU and 1 UC application and 1 Common App application for you, just to make sure that all the information, your historical grades, test scores, and everything is accurate. Okay. And then you can proceed in adding multiple programs if at your own pace. Okay. Awesome. Yes, unfortunately it's $70 each school. Okay, if you don't qualify, and I'll show you where it's gonna ask you for the fee waiver. If you don't qualify, each app costs $70. This is the time where I, as a senior, started working because I needed to pay for my apps. Honestly, that's the only reason why I started working, because I didn't qualify for fee waivers at that time, and I didn't want to ask my parents for money because it was like, I think I spent like $400 on just apps. But if you qualify, that's awesome. Use all your fee waivers, I would say. If you don't, we could be very strategic about where you want to apply, so don't freak out. We have options, okay? Awesome. Once you're ready to go, let's continue. Click on the continue. And this is what your dashboard is going to look like every time you log in, okay? What I love about this upgrade that they've done over the years is it's easy to navigate. Okay, there's quadrants here that will let you know, hey, if it's a green, shaded diagram, then it means you've completed every section of it. If it's not shaded and it's gray, it means that I have to work on each quadrant to make sure that I'm good to go. Okay. Any notifications will be sent right here on the left-hand side. If and when you're ready to add more schools, right, you're going to click Add Program. If and when you're ready, you can click Submit your application, and then you can check the status, okay? Make sure, again, that your name is up here right? That it's actually you logged in, okay? So again, really straightforward, I think, in terms of navigating and sort of this sort of dashboard for you all. What I want to do for today is just start with our personal information, okay? And we'll check on time, and then we'll proceed if we even have time for academic history. Honestly, I think what's going to take the most of your time is entering the personal info and academic history. Honestly, it's just that's going to be more than half of the application, okay? Where you just have to manually enter data, okay? And then after that, some additional, if needed, supporting information, depending if you're applying to like Cal Poly or the engineering programs, they'll ask you for additional information. If not, I think some of you are going to be done by the end of this weekend, and you're like, hey, Mr. This, could you look at my application? I'm ready to submit. So again, our deadline's October 30th. That's sort of what we're aiming for. But if you are like me and want to get things done, I would say work on it on your free time when you can. So let's click on the first quadrant, the personal information. I'll wait for all of you to be here. Okay. Every single tab you see here is the section, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 0 out of 7. Okay. This is the personal information, super crucial. If you do not know the information, please do not enter nothing today. Nothing. Okay. You're like, I make a note in the post-it or ask your friends, your family, or your, for the information. Don't skip or estimate or guess. Just you need accurate information for this. We will figure that one out, Vanessa. Let's figure it out. So release statement. Let's click on the first section. Again, they just want to let you know, please read and authorize this, to certify the accuracy of the information that you're going to provide, right? They want to make sure that the honor code is established, that all the information that you're going to be putting in this app is truth, and that you're ready to go. Okay. Again, I'm gonna mark this little checkbox. Yes, it's me. Again, I'm not submitting. This is a dummy account, but I just want to make sure that you all know. You're going to click the checkbox. Okay. The second question is about the SBAC. Okay, it's called the CASP. I don't think any of the seniors took the CASP assessment last year, correct?
I don't know. Yeah, they're saying they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I honestly think you guys didn't take it, so I'm going to do the third option, which is I did not. Okay, I did or did not complete the CAS assessment. So you're going to click that one. Okay. And then you're going to say release of contact information. Yes, acknowledge for to release my contact information to all of the CSUs or their affiliates. Okay, and then I'm going to save and continue. And it's saved successfully. I'm going to continue to the next section because we want to get this done today, at least the personal information. Okay. If you're stuck at any point, please use the chat box or unmute yourselves. We'd love to help you. Okay. Your name, biographical information. Please, again, my name is already there. Yours should be already there. I can't make any changes unless I go back to the profile section. And at any point, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot my middle name, or hey, I forgot my second last name, or I misspelled something. You can always go back to the profile section and update it, okay? But for now, this is my legal name, and I'm going to proceed. Okay, I do not have any alternative names. However, I have noticed that in my transcripts, ACE is missing my second last name. So I'm going to put Berenice and then Cervantes, okay? Because these are like, right, any materials under another name would be this, Okay, so if you are like me that has a second last name and ACE doesn't use it, just indicate that so that they know that you might have an alternative name.
And just really quick, something I wanted to mention is that we mailed out you guys' transcript and the evaluation and then a checklist. So feel free to take a look at the transcript to just verify if there's a middle name or second last name of yours missing. And if it is, just put it right there where Cervantes is showing you guys.
Perfect. And at any point, we can always go back. This is the wonders of like us not submitting until an adult sees it for you. Okay. We can always give you, if you totally forgot, you know, Ms. Valdez and I are going to make any edits to this. Okay. So don't stress. Do I have a preferred name? You're going to say yes or no. Depends on your choice. I say no. Okay. Legal sex. What is your legal sex? Again, you need to disclose this information. It is up to you how you would choose to answer these questions. I identify myself as a female, so I'm going to put female. And then there's some 3 sub questions that they ask. The first one is like, do you consider yourself to be all of these options? I consider myself to be heterosexual or straight, so I'm gonna put that. But if you don't, you choose, okay? Again, you decide what you want to identify with. How do you describe yourself? Well, I describe myself as a woman, so I'm gonna put a woman. How do you describe the way you express your gender identity in terms of behavior, appearance, speech, and movement? Well, I would say gender conforming, right? So for those of you who are like, what does that mean? Well, because I'm a straight woman, and woman, identify in terms of what clothes I wear, the speech, and how people approach me. I'm sort of gender conforming. Okay. If you're like, none of your business, I decline to state, you can also say that. Or if you're not sure, you can say not sure. If none of the above, then none of the above, okay? Birthday information. Well, guess what? It tells you how they want you to type it, okay? So my birthday is coming up. It's October 8th, 1987. I'm gonna type it in there. I was born in Mexico, so I'm gonna have to put Mexico. Let's find Mexico. I'm too lazy to type, so I'm just gonna type Mexico here. I was born in Ibarra. The state for me is Michoacán, so I have to find Michoacán do Campo. And then county at this point, well, there's no county in Mexico, but it would be NA. Okay. If you're like me, right, that was born outside the United States, please make sure to indicate where. It's just asking for birth information. If you were born here in the United States, you put United States. If you're born here in San Jose, you put San Jose. And then what state? I think Eduardo mentioned it. This is the beautiful state of California. And this is county, not country. Let's just make sure, because people get freaked out. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't see United States. No. And for those of you who might not know, we are in the Santa Clara County. Okay, just want to make sure y'all know, right? We live in the United States. If you were born here in San Jose, the county is Santa Clara County. Okay. If you were not born in San Jose and do not know the county, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to help you find out what county you were born in. Okay. If you are done with your alternative name, preferred name, legal sex, birth information, could you please click next so that I can proceed in the applicant information section? Again, use the chat box, let us know done so we can proceed to this applicant information. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Alexander, Jose, Eduardo. Anyone else? Are we? Thank you, Emma. Daida, let us know. Guadalupe, let us know. Ishi, let us know if we are good to proceed. I want to make sure that we do this together so that we're not freaking out. Okay.
Feel free to unmute yourself if you need more time.
Please let us know. Again, we are so good with time right now. We're good. Okay. Well, I'm going to proceed then. I didn't hear from folks, so I'm going to assume that we're ready. Okay. At any time since you turned age 13, were both of your parents deceased? Were you in the foster care, or were you dependent or ward of the court? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, parents deceased means if your parents passed away. Okay. If you have been in the foster care system, or you have been, ward of the court, right, which means basically that because of your parents being deceased, and you're now, what would I say, Josh, right? Like you belong to some extent. Your guardianship is given to the state of California or wherever you live. Okay. I don't think this is the case for none of you. I think you both either live with a parent or both of your parents. So you're just gonna click no. Okay.
Cervantes, real quick, student Eduardo's asking if he can change the birth info later, if he needs to change it, update it.
Yes, he can always come back and change this. Yes. But again, this is your birth. Okay, your date of birth. So I hope you can confirm.
I hope you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you can confirm the year. Okay, Eduardo, you got this. Awesome. Okay. If not, that's going to be an extra credit question for you, Eduardo. When's your birthday? As determined by the court in your state or legal residence, are you or were you an emancipated minor? No, I don't think that I'm aware. In terms of the senior class, I think all of you are still dependent on your parents. So you're going to say no. At any time on or after July 1st of 2020, did your high school or school district homeless liaison determine that you were an unaccompanied youth who was homeless or were self-reporting and at risk of being homeless? Okay. Again, this is, you answering this question. Again, it's July 1st of 2020. So I know there has been some, families and students, but again, unaccompanied means basically that you've been without your parents. You could still be homeless, but with your parents, and this wouldn't qualify you. But if you are unaccompanied, meaning that you are by yourself, right, with no adults, then you would answer yes, right? Okay. But if you live with your parents and you've been living with your parents, you're not homeless. Okay, so put no. At any time on or after July 1st of 2020, did the Director of Emergency Shelter Transition Housing Program founded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development determine that you were unaccompanied youth who was homeless or were self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? I don't think that I'm aware of any of you seniors might be, so no. And then at any time on or after July 1st, did the director of a runway or homeless youth basic center or transitional living program determine that you were unaccompanied youth who was homeless or self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? So this would be like the Bill Wilson Center or any nonprofit or transitional living program would determine this. Okay. I'm not aware of any of you, but again, if you from July 1st to, after that, at any point you would say yes or no, depending on that. But I've been living with my parents, so I would say no to all of these, okay? Right, I depend on my parents. I've been with my parents. If that's the case, you would mark all of these no. Okay, once you're done answering those questions, let's say save and continue. You're going to say continue to the next section. As you can tell, every time I complete a tab, it comes up here. It tells me I've done 2 out of the 7 sections have been completed, which is awesome. It keeps track. Okay. Again, if we're ready to proceed to the contact information section, could you please type in done so that we can proceed and I can help you answer these questions? Awesome. Let's proceed then. Current address, where do I live? Well, guess what? This is the United States, unless you moved to Mexico or somewhere and you didn't tell us. United States, okay, would be the current address. I live in, you're going to put in first your house number and then the street name, and then if it's an avenue or whatever the case might be. Remember, this is an official application, so I need you to capitalize names, okay? So Linda is capitalized, A is capitalized. If you live in an apartment or a unit, you're going to put unit 1 or apartment 34, okay? Want to make sure you put it here. The city, if you live in San Jose, you're going to type in San Jose. Remember, again, capitalizing. I live in California, so I'll put California. And they're actually going to be like, hey, is this your address? I'm going to say, yes, it matches. Okay. Okay. Mine is, I have to take out the apartment. I don't live at an apartment, but I just want to showcase with you what it looks like, okay? Again, if you live in San Jose, your county is Santa Clara, so we're going to click Santa Clara. My zip code is 95127. And I will be living here until next year, let's say. So, if this is your permanent address and you know you're not moving, you could always just say, hey, 101 of 2050, right? If you're like, we might be moving next year, but don't know, right? You could always just estimate here. But for me, I will be here until I pay this home off. Okay. Again, you do not have to answer this question. It's not a required, but if you want to answer it, go ahead, okay? And is this my permanent address? Yes, I live here, so yes, it is. If this is not your permanent address, you say no, okay? And you put in what would be your permanent address, okay? Again, for some of you, this is, so you're gonna just say yes. My phone number, again, it's the right one, so I don't need to make any changes. If you do need to make changes, then you hit the profile section and it will take you to a different window to update your phone number, okay? Email, again, if you need to change your email, you're gonna go to the profile section, but mine is already populated and we're using this one for me, okay? Once we're done, we save and continue and we will proceed. Continue to the next section. So we are done with 3 sections of this quadrant. I want to make sure that we are on the same page on the citizenships and residency information. So I will wait for all of you to be done with the contact information so that we could proceed to this, okay? Once you're done with your contact information, same thing, put in done in the chat box so that we can help you. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you again for using chat box to help one another or to ask us questions. Awesome. Okay. So U.S. citizenship status. Okay. They need to know in terms of just in terms of the applicant pool and who's applying. We are very fortunate to live in the state of California. So for all of you who are graduating from a high school school, you qualify for in-state tuition regardless of your citizenship status. So this is amazing. So I am going to answer this question first as if I was a US citizen. Okay, I'm gonna put US citizen. If you were born outside of the US, what year did you or will you move to the United States? I moved to the United States in 1990. So, see, I was already making a mistake. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1990. That was me, right? Yes, I'm a US citizen now, but I moved to the United States in 1990. Okay, if you were just born here, you leave that blank. You've always been here because you were born here. Okay, if you have a green card or a permanent resident, you do need to have So if you have a permanent residency card or green card, you do need to type in your place of birth. I'm gonna put Mexico. You do need to know when the card was issued. So for this, you would have to either ask your parents to see the card or let you know when it was issued, okay? It's not asking for the expiration date, it's asking when did you receive it? When was the green card issued? And it should state on the card itself, okay? If you're like, I have no clue, I would say, either you can estimate right now but make a note that you have to come back, okay? And if you're like, no, I'd rather just not proceed, then just leave it blank for now. And then again, if you were born outside of the United States, then you put in what year you were born, what year did you or will you move to the United States? Again, for me, I moved here in 1990, so I put 1990. Okay. The other option that you have is if you're undocumented, okay, you're going to put none, okay? This is for students who are undocumented. Again, you're going to put none, okay? This is also for DACA recipients, okay? You're going to put none. Okay. I was born in Mexico, and then what year did I move here? I was born in 1990. Okay, so these are your options that you have, either U.S. citizen, permanent resident with a green card, or if you're undocumented, you put none. Okay. Once you're ready to proceed, there's going to be ask you question, do you claim California residency? This question is asking, do you live here? Is basically what's asking. You're going to say, yes, I live in California. Have you lived in California since birth? No, I wasn't born here. When did you, current present stay in California begin? It began, I don't know the month, I don't know the year, the date, but I do know the year that I moved here. So I'll put 01/01/1990. Okay. Again, this is just an estimate. You can always ask your parents, when did you move to California? And if they don't know the month or the date, you can always put 01/01 and then estimate of the year. Okay. You must answer these questions on your application. Again, it's just to determine if you qualify for in-state tuition. So they want to make sure that you answer these questions. Once you're done with the citizenship questions and residency, could we please use the chat box and let me know that you're done so that we could proceed? And remember, we can always make changes. I'll show you how to make changes right now too to the application. So if you're like, I forgot to do something, or I spelled something, we can always go back and make changes, okay? So it seems like we're ready to continue. So we'll continue to the next section. This is about your race and ethnicity. Super straightforward, but I just want to make sure, because sometimes people get a little confused about the race. So ethnicity, I want to count, right? I want them to know how many people of color are applying. So I'm going to say yes. If you were like, no, I don't want to share that information, you can click decline to state, or just click no, okay? So at this time, which regard to your ethnicity do you consider yourself Hispanic or Latino? I said yes. Well, they want to know a little bit more of my background, and I consider myself Mexican, so I'll put Mexican. In terms of my race, okay, I do not consider myself any of these options here, so I'm going to say none of the above. Technically, if you're Latino, for some reason, we are considered white, so you would put white. But if you're like none of the above or decline to state, you can mark those options, okay? And then this last is a question about, right, they just need information to report a summary race ethnicity description for a person. Please select your reporting preferences. For me, again, none of these except the Hispanic or Latino matches what I identify as, so I would say save and continue, okay? If you're done with the ethnicity, the race, and the summary, please say done so that we know we can proceed. At any point, if you're like, decline to state or don't want to answer questions, you can also do that. Yeah. Yes, because we're not Native Hawaiian, we're not American Indian or Alaska Native, so Asian or Black, so usually would be under this category of white, which is crazy, right? But yeah, save and continue, and we'll continue the next portion. This is important information about your parents, right, and your guardians. So you could say I'm not adding any, but I think at least one parent needs to be in this portion. So you're going to click add parent and guardian. And I hope that y'all know your parent and guardian's information. So my dad's information is Mario, his first name, his last name Cervantes. He is my father. And in terms of residency, right, this is not asking about citizenship status. This is asking, where does he live? Does he live here in the state of California? And yes, he lives here in California. Has your parent or guardian lived in California continuously since birth? No, my dad was born in Mexico. So when did my dad move to California? Well, he moved here. I have no idea about the month or the date, but I do know he moved out here in 1985, okay? If you don't know this information, flag it so you can ask your parents later on, okay? But again, this is not about their citizenship status. This is just asking, do they live here in California? And you're gonna say yes if they live here. If they were not born here in California, well, when did they move to California? And they're gonna ask you there, okay? Again, it's California. When did they move to California, okay? Well, prior country, where did he live? He lived in Mexico, so I'm gonna put Mexico. What state? He lived in Michoacan. So from when to when did he live there? Well, I think he lived there since birth. So his birthday is 10/10/1955. Okay. And I'm going to use the same date right here that I posted because I think that's when he moved out here to California. So from 1955 to 85, he lived in Mexico. Okay. Again, if you do not know when he or she or your guardian moved to California, you can always flag this, come back to it, okay? If you don't know where they lived, you can always ask your parents. Again, this is just, you saw me, I just put an estimate of when he moved, right? And the date there. Okay. He lives here in the United States, so I'm going to put, I'm just going to put my address. Okay. Lives here. Make sure, right, the city, the state, and the zip code is there. Okay. I don't want people to contact my dad, so I'm going to take away the email that was automatically posted there. Again, it's not required, only if you would wish the CSU system to reach out to them. But at this point, I don't want them to bombard my dad, so I'm going to say no. And do you give permission to the admission office to communicate with your parents regarding your application? Again, if you do put the email, then they're going to reach out to them. If you don't, it's like, no, I don't authorize this. And then, do you give permission for your parent or guardian to receive university communication? Nope. Again, it's your preference. If you wish for them to reach out to your parents after you include their email, you can do that. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I answer like all of the parent and the financial aid later on, just because they're asking like when they came to the United States and stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah, so I said that at the beginning of this section where like if you do not know the information, you can always first ask your parents and then come back and answer it. Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't save though, right? Like if we
Correct. Yeah, it will not save it. So if you're like me, right, I'm going to just type something randomly, right, just so that I can proceed with the application. But I'm going to make a note like, hey, I need to come back to this section.
Okay.
Okay. So again, if you want to be, right, like, you know, following along, I would ask, hey, just put in a random date and a year so that we can proceed with the application. Okay. And after I'm done with this, right, I'm gonna, again, this is your parent or guardian information, their name. Do they live in California? Yes. If they were not born here, well, when did they move? Where did they live at that time? You know, from when to when did they live there? If you don't know the information, you put in an estimate and always go back and ask your parents and edit this when the time comes, okay? Where do they live? Putting in their mailing address. And if you wish for the CSUs to reach out to them and communicate, we'll add their mobile number and their email address. If you wish for them not to reach out, you can say no and no, okay? Once you're done, you can save and continue. And once you're done, you have options of adding either your mom or a second stepmom, so it's up to you. At this point, I'm just gonna leave my dad. I don't want to add any other information. Ishi, if you see, right, there's a little pen here, that's where you will edit, okay? It'll take you automatically back to your dad or your mom, or whoever you need to make changes to, okay? Again, if you just want to have one guardian and just like go back and add a second, it's up to you. But just because of timing, I'm going to just continue to the other information. Okay. The other information is crucial. So at this point, if you do have a social security number, right, you must enter that information. If you don't, you're going to leave it blank, and I'll show you right now. But if you do, you're going to type it here. Make sure, I would always say, make sure when you type this number that you are actually looking at the social security card so that you could type in the correct number, okay? If you do not have a social security number, just say, I acknowledge that I do not have a social security number, and you can proceed. You could still continue with your application, okay? But if you do, please make sure to make a note of it and that you type it here. The statewide student ID number ID is not required, right? You don't have to put it, type it in. However, it is located on your transcript. So as soon as you get the mail from Ms. Valdivias, you'll see your transcript. It's the 10-digit number. It will say California SSS ID state ID number. It will be listed there. If you want to type it in, type it in. I don't know it, so I'm gonna leave it blank at this point. What is your language preference? English, right? I speak English, but I also speak Spanish. We'll add a Spanish section there if you want to. I answered this question earlier, right? Military status, I've never served, so I'm gonna leave it there. However, if you are the dependent of a person who is currently serving or has previously served in the military, you're gonna say yes, right? Yes, active duty, yes, National Guard, or the reserves, or it's a veteran, right? If they're no longer serving. So you're gonna put that. For me, it's a no. If you are thinking of becoming a teacher or a specialist at some point, you're going to say, yes, I am interested in applying to a credential program at a later time. No, I'm not interested. I do not want to become a teacher. No, thank you. I'm good. You're going to put not interested, okay? CalFresh, right? Are you interested in checking your eligibility for month food assistance to be used towards groceries through the CalFresh program? I'm going to say yes, right? The California program, California Promise Grant program is basically students who are the first-time freshmen are interested in finishing their bachelor's degree in a 4 years or associate's program, which to complete the degree in 2 years. Degree program campus participation can be found here. You could say, are you interested in participating? Yes or no. Let me see. No. Yes. Just put it there. How did you hear about us? Well, guess what? You have so many options. You could choose counselor, you could say a friend, a newspaper, television, other. I hope you say counselor or advisor. And then you say save and continue. Oops, something went wrong. I missed something. Oh, look at that. So I'm gonna have to put in my, sorry, I put no. Right, I don't have a social security, I'm gonna put no. So let's see if it lets me. Okay, it did. Awesome. Okay. And just to refresh, I want to show you guys. Okay, we are done. If you had all the information, right, we are done with the first section with the personal information. Okay, we are done with 25% of the, actually we're done with 50% of the application today. Okay, well, I just want to preview what's to come is inputting your historical grades. Okay, but for today's session, because it's already 4:12 and I want to make sure to protect your time, is that for today's session, we are done with the personal information, okay? We will be hosting another session where we're gonna walk you through the academic history portion. So just like step by step, just like we did today, so that we're all on the same page, okay? Please see the invite email, Instagram, where we're gonna let you know, hey, join us at this time. We will also record ourselves and share the recording with you so that you have access to it and you could replay it or just listen to us step by step, okay? But for today, like I said, we were just going to start the personal information and then the program materials. And you'll see that both are shaded, which means we are done with those portions, okay? At this time, if you have any questions, please use the chat box or unmute yourself so we can help you. For the CalFresh, if you're interested, right, either like food stamps or, you know, any additional support, you can say yes, okay? The financial aid piece does not come until later, so we will be doing that together, okay? So for now, that's not included. Okay, good questions. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly preview with you what's coming your way, okay? So basically we're done with personal information. If you do have to make changes, look how easy it was just to show you, okay? go to my application tab right here. You hit on the quadrant, right? If you need to make any edits. And then you click on the tab where you are like, oh my gosh, I have to go back and make changes, okay? Use a little marker here, right? Because if you forgot or don't know when your parents moved to California, you can always edit that, okay? You can also go back and change your biographical information. If you misspelled your name, you can always go back and profile, okay? What I love about this is it's clickable. So, right, each link, you can click on it, and it'll take you to where you are working on. Your application. You can always change things around, okay? If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm at, you can always click my application and it'll automatically take you to the dashboard, okay? And just, that's your default application when you log in. The academic history, I'm gonna click on this so you can see what's coming, just to preview, okay? So these are the 6 tabs that we are gonna have to complete. Okay, the first one is about where did you go to school, right? For most of you, you all went to ACE, but some of you have transferred from different schools, so we'll put all of your high schools in here. Your academic information, right? After you put ACE, it's super straightforward. Say, schools in San Jose. A huge list is going to come up, but because we're ACE, we're lucky, we're like the top 2. What dates did I go to the school? On your transcript, you're going to see those dates. But I believe you all started with us in August. August of, could you all remind me when we were all freshmen? 2017? Is that right? If someone can unmute themselves and tell me what year. Okay. Could someone tell me the year you all were freshmen? You all don't know when you were freshmen. Okay. Could you tell me again? I just want to know what year you were all freshmen.
2017.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And then the end date should be 6 of 2021. Okay. So June. So just to give you the dates attended. So if you were a freshman, and then your senior year graduation will be there. Okay. Term type, this is a semester school, so we do semesters, so we're going to save the school. Okay. Again, there's going to be a whole part 2 to this, okay, that we're going to walk you through. I just want you to see what's to come. Graduation status, select your anticipated graduation status from high school equivalent. I have or will graduate with high school diploma, and that is mine, right? I'm going to receive my diploma from ACE Charter High School. I'm expected to receive this beautiful diploma, I think, by 2021. And I'm just going to put it here. And then save and continue, okay? I did not attend to any school outside of the United States, so I'm going to save and continue. And this is where I didn't go to any schools or colleges, so I'm going to skip this. And this is where I start putting all of my grades, okay, step by step. So I'm going to hold off here because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page later on, but this is where it will take about another hour just to get this done. After we're done with this, then we should proceed, like I said, closer to finishing our application, okay? At this time, I want to answer any questions you all might have. But for today, it's been a successful session. I would say we first created an account. We inputted our personal information, and then we are waiting for Ms. Valdivia and Ms. Cervantes to send us an invite for our part 2 to complete the academic history portion, okay? And just a reminder, Ms. Valdivia and myself are going to be reviewing all of your applications before you submit, okay? You're going to download this beautiful, beautiful PDF version. It's going to look like this, and you're going to send it our way so that we can review it for you before you submit. So we can give you feedback if it's needed, right? If you need to make any changes, we will let you know, okay? But you will wait for us to do the whole process, okay? So at this time, let's answer any questions y'all might have. Let's see.
One of the questions, Vanessa just wants to